So we'll start by answering the question, which faculty have funded graduate teaching assistants, or what we call TAs? And that might completely depend on your departmental construct. So you might not have any teaching assistants to oversee, depending upon what it is that you're doing as part of your teaching load. Classes that often have TA support are larger classes that require a lot more classroom management as well as grading of assessments. Even if you don't have a larger class, you might have an upper level class that has a lot of detailed assignments, and it might be a required course that really represents your department and those that graduate. Or if you're someone who has a class that might be listed as a communication class and a science class, or one that might be a composition class and a physical science class where there are a lot of reflective or written assignments, you might be assigned a TA for that situation as well. You might also wonder which faculty members have funded graduate research assistants. Well, if you're a faculty member who's relatively new, you might be given what we call like a hatch fund, and that can go a variety of different directions. But we can also have someone who has a research lab with departmental support where they're wanting to make sure that your research goes as smoothly as possible. You might also write grants and have research assistants and their funding written into that grant. So you could have as few as two research assistants or upwards around 10 or more. So that would be another large team to manage if you had 10 or more research assistants that are graduate students. When it comes to your team, you may have some input in selecting your team. Even if your department allows you to have a TA or a paid undergraduate for your class or for your lab, the department ultimately has the final say in the graduate TA selection for your course. So just keep that in mind. Oftentimes you will have input, and if you do have input, I encourage you to choose very wisely. If you do have the ability to, I encourage you to interview interested students. And while you interview them, I always like to interview in a group setting so I can see not just how they respond to me, but how they respond to others who might be their peers. Because fit is key in this situation. You don't want to choose one individual who's going to disrupt the whole entire team that you've worked so hard to make cohesive.